Perfect, super, fantastic, nice, amazing, lovely. All these are super words that you love to keep hearing over and over again. And that's how we need to program ourselves every day, every minute, every second, using our own system to grab only the positive that's around us. It's not an easy task because you could have various voices which would come in. Voice is a very important aspect when it comes to the tone of it, because the tone actually represents the quality of emotion. The moment you hear the voice, you know that it comes with an emotion. And if you have a system within yourself which is so grasping and so powerful, you can always capture these kind of words, and it could lay in your system. I remember as a kid, I used to feel very bad when I hear dogs being hit, or the puppies being hit or cried, when they keep crying and stuff like that. I used to feel like, oh my god, I could feel the pinch right inside my belly. It's like that's where your spirit resides, deep in your belly, and you know that something's happening. Oh my god, and you can feel it, and you're just kind of going through that same pain even without anything happening to you physically. Not just puppies, it's also kids as well, and other people and things of that sort. Now, what I want to tell you today is very quick and super. I want you to understand that what we hear is very, very important. Our ears, our sensory system is influencing our inside being. You call it the heart, you call it the spirit, you call it the inner man, or you call it the self, and all these things. Various interpretations which are there with respect to your identity, which is within. Now, how can I tune myself only to understand and know the positive things around? Basically, sometimes you like to listen to certain things. For example, a famous speaker. I like to listen to people who speak energetically and powerfully. They come out like, yeah, kind of stuff. And then I like to listen to music, which is like soothing and, very powerful. And then you have something called as the familiar voices that you hear. We have familiar voices. I know the voice of my mother, I know the voice of my father, I know the voice of my mentor, I know the voice of my close friends. I know it, right? You will have to know how to engage yourself to get at tune with different things which always promote you, both mentally, physically, and emotionally, which is important. So in my experience, I want to say that there are three kinds of major things that could come into your life. Number one, you could listen to voices which are motivating you, which makes you to move into action. The other one is demotivating you, which actually kind of pulls you down a little bit, and then you're like, you got to rebuild yourself. And the third kind of a voice is a kind of a dangerous voice, which is an harassing voice, where you allow yourself to listen to things which you should not be listening to. I remember the first time ever since somebody used a bad word in school, I was like, it's a so-called bad word. I was like, I don't want to mention that. So when I came back home, my dad asked me a first question. So, are you learning bad words? I told him I don't know whether it's good or bad, but then when the way that person spoke was like kind of quite furious and troublesome, and I didn't really want to match with that energy. So, tuning yourself to the voice of God is a very important aspect, because it's beyond all these voices. It's beyond all these voices. For me, it's like kind of, I wait, and I wait, and then I hear a sweet, wonderful, gentle voice. Sometimes it's a push like that. It comes through, and I basically believe in God, probably, and that's the reason for me. It's kind of easier to catch the right voice and then make my quick decisions and then move on that. Right? But there are people who are crowded with voices who you try to help and try to put them in place. It's very difficult because they can't hear the real inner self, neither your spirit nor the spirit of God. So it's got to be habitual that we put ourselves into places where we have the quietness, completely attuned to that quietness, the stillness of the heart, as we say. So these are best practices that we need to do. And then when you make your decisions based out of that, I'm 100% sure you are God-led and spirit led, and you know that you are in the right track. So it's as clear as the crystal clear water, where you can just see through everything, and that's when you figure out and know that this is what I need to listen to and nothing else. And don't let people crowding your mind and your system, because there are good and bad friends. There are people who could be experimenting on you. There could be people who could just try to, kind of see what's the reaction of it. Don't be vulnerable to it. Don't be vulnerable to it. At one stage of my life, I was too vulnerable to anyone and everyone, because I wanted to accommodate anyone and everyone. Say, hey, come be a part of this, come be a part of me. But then I had the strength to accommodate them, but then I lost my immunity over a period of time, because I was too distracted over a time. And it all calls to self-discipline again. So get back, get your quiet time, and get your God voice instilled strong into yourself, and keep the ball rolling. God bless you. Talk to you tomorrow.